the death of Charlie Kirk, many people began to take action, taking to the streets to counter-protest the violence. This is one of many. Every weekend, he goes out, putting his life on the line to expose the human debris that wish to destroy this country. His name is Tommy for Trump 420. Going out and doing these protests immediately after losing your job for cancel culture. I can't even remember where I heard that from.
So, I quit my job after the first couple times I went out there, and they doxed me. You know, they doxed my house, my work. They said they were going to come and kill me at my work, and whoever was there with me was going to get it too. And I had been there for like five years, almost 5 years. And the owners are really good people, you know, so I just didn't want to bring that drama to their business. So I ended up just quitting. I was ready for a change at that point anyways, but yeah, I didn't want to bring it to their house. So I ended up quitting, you know, and I've just been doing this full time now.
That is some ballsy shit.
Yeah, they hated me from the first 5 minutes that I was out there. They didn't like what I had to say, and they instantly were just violent and definitely not the loving left like they claim to be.
And they're loving if you're one of them. But if you
Yep,
question anything, I mean, just ask the question, they suddenly start getting incredibly angry.
exactly. You know, you have to agree with their entire ideology. If you don't agree with everything that they believe, then you're their worst enemy, you know?
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
their worst enemy.
okay, I'm sure you're familiar with the detransitioners, the people who were trans, but then...
Chloe Cole. There was just another one that I just seen today. I forget her name, but yeah, yep. It's becoming more and more of an epidemic. More and more people are coming out. You know,
Yeah,
children can't. They don't realize the life altering changes that's going to affect them 10 years down the road. They can't consent to that. You know, and they shouldn't be being affirmed in this shit so that later down the road they could still feel terrible, but now their body is permanently disfigured, you know?
my
It's sad.
girlfriend, Layla Jane, she's one of those cases. You know how they say that they don't do gender transition of people who are under the age of 18?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all know that's bullshit.
Yeah. But
We all
here's
know
the
it's
thing about
bullshit.
most of those detransitioners. Most of the time, they're 100%, they're still very much in support, even though they aren't doing it themselves. But then immediately you see the entire movement just come down upon them like the wrath of God because it
Yep.
invalidates them.
Yep, exactly. They don't want to see the detransitioners. They hate Chloe Cole. They hate the detransitioners because it proves that transitioning people isn't what they need. You know, it's a mental illness. We shouldn't be affirming it and chopping off healthy body parts. We should be trying to get down to the root of the problem, you know, the mental problem part of it. And
So,
that's all we're asking for, you know.
yeah. And well, I am 100% against child transition. Once you're an adult, that's between you and God.
Yeah, you can do what you want once you're an adult. I agree, you know, but it being forced on everybody else and it being put into schools and the ideology flag being flown in schools and all that stuff, it's got to stop, you know, because nowadays there's households with three or four different kids in it, and three of them are trans. You know
Oh,
that
yeah.
the odds of that happening naturally and happening just because somebody feels like there's something else is absolutely insane. There's no way, you know.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they because they try to say that it's 1% of the population, but we all know that's complete bullshit. It's being pushed on us like they're the 99% and we're the 1%, you know?
Yeah, I just did an interview with the Ukrainian honey badger mom. Not to be confused with the honey badger mom that's always up and around our spaces.
Yeah.
But she has probably the worst case of parental alienation with the state getting involved in taking away the family. Because of
Yeah.
that, I mean, her kid
That's
ran out of the house barefoot when California CPS came to take her.
man.
It
That's
is.
I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out
Yeah,
for
I'll send
sure.
you a link to her because I mean, I want her story to get out, and
Yeah,
I don't care if my interview gets buried underneath everything with what happened.
but
Her story is more important, and I'm actually forming an
yeah,
org because of this. It's just like I'm done with the bullshit that these people keep doing. That and Scott
yeah,
Wiener actually looked at my girlfriend the wrong way.
yeah. It's sad. It's you know who I like to watch a lot when it comes to puberty blockers, and it's Billboard Chris. I've learned so much through watching Billboard Chris and listening to the things he has to say. He is really smart and he knows exactly what he's talking about. And you know he's effective because all these trans ideologues can't stand him. You know, they hate him, they attack him, they throw shit at him, they try to shut him down because he spits facts, you know.
He gets
And
more
that's
death threats in a day than you get in a year.
yeah, exactly. And that's saying something because people threaten to kill me all the time, you know. Like it's yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
watched a few of your live streams, and that is common.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've been trying to like my last few live streams, I've been trying to like PG-13 it, not necessarily like completely, but PG-13 and try to get more people to talk to me like, you know, logically. But it's hard to find people like that, especially like out at the ICE facility and these crazy protests. They're all so wound up that you can't really talk to them. You know what I mean?
yeah, one of the few people that I can say that I've seen in any of the live streams that seems a bit calm is the Chandler guy.
Chan- yeah, Chandler, he's usually pretty calm and like, you know, but there's something about Chandler that when you're looking at his eyes and you're talking to him, there's something behind his eyes, and it feels like one of these days he's gonna snap and people are gonna get hurt. You know, like that's the vibe. Like in person, when you're talking to that person, that's the complete vibe that you're getting from that dude. You know, and he enables all those people out there. You know, he opens his door to his house and lets them go to the bathroom and wash out the pepper spray and hide from ICE. You know, so he might be calm and kind of respectful, even though he's annoying as fuck. Um, but he is one of the big problems out there. You know, because they have that space to go hide when they feel
I want to meet him.
scared. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
A lot of people say they want to meet him until they meet him, and then they listen to the same old ramble that he does. And yeah, yeah. But I mean, it is an experience, you know. It is an experience.
yeah, the plan I got for the second documentary after I dropped the one that I'm working on now is actually to get a protest bus, Mad Max the fuck out of it, and actually go out and meet these people
Yeah,
face to face. So
yeah,
we might be meeting each other real soon.
yeah, for sure. I'm always down. If I know somebody's gonna be out there that's coming from out of town that wants to go and check stuff out, and I'll make sure that I go out there. You know,
Oh
because
yeah,
I honestly I haven't been going out like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday during the week because honestly at ICE it's empty at that point. You know, there's maybe 5 to 10 protesters out there, and I don't see a point in uh, going out there and making noise when there's really nobody there. But the weekends, I do like to make an appearance for a couple hours just to let them know that hey, we're not going nowhere. You know, we're still here. We're just not. You know, we got other things we got to do too.
like having jobs. Speaking of
Like yeah.
noise, I saw footage of you going out to one of the protests with a bullhorn.
Oh yeah. Oh, I usually have my megaphone at all of them. You know, which one? I have a Trump train too. That's the real bullhorn. Um, I've been to quite a few. You know, I just was at one 2 Saturdays ago, right there by ICE at the park, and it was like a doctors and nurses and pediatricians and all the medical people, and that's the day that I got attacked by about 10. I want to say about 10 of them. I don't know exactly how many, you know, but it felt like 10 of them for sure, you know, and and it was supposed to be like our healthcare workers, you know, and I was out there walking. I wasn't even inside the park. I was walking around the outside on the streets, walking around just saying, God bless ICE. We love ICE. And I was saying, Alex Pretty isn't so pretty no more. And, you know,
He's
just
not.
saying stuff that, yeah, exactly. Just saying stuff that if it was the other way around, they'd be doing the same shit. You know, that's the thing with me. I like to give them the same energy that they give back to me. And anytime I go to anything like that, as soon as I walk up, whether I'm making noise or not, they're going to be swarming me, blocking me, yelling at me. So I just, once that happens, I just give the same energy that I get. And that's what I was doing. And some dude shined a green laser light in my eye, one of those bright ass green laser lights. And so I seen the cops at the corner. So I was like, okay, you want to try to blind me? I was going to go tell the cops, hey, this fucking idiot just tried to blind me with one of those green laser lights. But before I could get to him, I was like 10 or 15 feet away from the police. And they started getting in my face. And this
Next to the
lady with the
police.
bullhorn, yeah, right next to the police, this lady with the bullhorn got right in my face and was saying pedophile protector, like screaming with the bullhorn right in my face. And I was like, bitch, get away from me. You know what I mean? And I just like put my arm up so it wasn't right in my face. And that's when one of the dudes threw a rock at me. You know, the rock, like the rock was in his hand. You can see him going like this. The rock was in his hand like this. It went past my head and hit the car in front of me. If that rock would have hit me in the head, I probably would still be in the hospital. That's how hard he threw it. It hit the car and just exploded into a bunch of pieces. You know what I mean? And then that's when they all
They were
jumped on me.
actively trying to kill you. Is there an
They were
investigation or
actively trying.
anything?
So I filed a police report, um, and and all that shit, but I haven't heard anything about it. And what's crazy is the police were literally 15 feet away, and I was getting swarmed and hit from every direction, and they were trying to steal my phone. I had my phone on a tripod, and I could feel them trying to tug it out of my hand. So I switched my hands directly onto my phone, and I just held onto my phone and covered my head for it felt like forever, bro. That they were just hitting me from every direction, and
And the
I
cops
kept
didn't do
thinking,
shit.
yeah, exactly. I kept thinking, okay, the cops are going to come and stop them any second. The cops are going to come and stop them. I just got to hold them off until the cops stop them. But then I realized that the cops weren't even coming over. They were yelling at them, hey, stop, hey, stop. But the cops never left where they were standing. They just yelled. And so I had to force my way out of them, you know, like push my way because I was just bent over like this. I just pushed my way out of them towards the cops as fast as I could. And the humble boys, the ones that are always out there trying to stop us from like going back and forth. They always have gay flag hats and stuff on. And they did more to stop them from jumping me than the cops did. You know, they got into it with their own people because they were trying to stop them from attacking me. And the cops, whenever I finally got over by the cops and got my bearings, I was like, what the fuck? Why didn't you guys help me? What the fuck? Why you guys just watched them beat me up? And the cop literally said, oh, it's officer safety. We couldn't engage for officer safety because there's so many of them. That's exactly what he said. It's absolutely wild. I was so mad. I was like, so fuck my safety, right? Fuck the citizens' safety. Fuck the people's safety. Worry about your
It's literally
safety,
part of
you
the
know?
job.
Yeah, you're here getting paid by the tax dollars to protect us. And here you are just watching me. There's five of you, four or five of you, and you're just watching me get beat and standing there yelling at them. You know, how does that even make sense?
It
Like
doesn't.
if that would have been another cop, if I would have been a cop getting beat up like that, guaranteed those cops would have been over there trying to do whatever they could to get it to stop. You know what I mean? But they just saw somebody that was out there exercising his rights for ICE, and they were like, "Oh, he can handle it." You know, he's good. You know, they gave me a concussion. My eye was instantly like as soon as I got out of the situation, my eye was already purple.
I
Like it
saw the
was solid
photos.
purple. Yeah, it like within seconds, my eye was purple, and it it's just unreal to me that they wouldn't make a conceited effort, at least try pepper spray something. I would have been fine if they would have just pepper sprayed them off me. You know what I mean? But no, they didn't even do that. They didn't do shit. They just yelled, "Hey, stop it! Hey, stop it!" You know, it was actually pretty crazy. It was a scary moment. I've been through a lot in my life. I've been attacked by multiple people growing up, you know, but this was just it. Like these people, you could feel the vibe. They wanted to cause me great bodily injury, if not kill me. You know, they did not want me to be able to walk away. If they would have got me on the ground, if they would have knocked me out or knocked me down, I would have been fucked. You know, out because I was in between a brick wall and the sidewalk and cars, so I couldn't go this way and the cars were blocking me this way. I could only go this way or this way. If they would have got me on the ground right there, they would have hurt me.
Divine
It's
intervention.
it's really scary. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
God
I
was
got a
with you
hard
that day.
head. Yeah, I got a hard head. It's hard to knock me out, I guess. And like I was able to just like try to keep my bearings and be like, all right, just push back, push the way I was going, just keep walking. And it was crazy.
It's freaking
I think it was
nuts.
more scary for my wife having to hear it and see it,
Was she out there
and
with you?
hear. No, she wasn't out there. She's at home, but if I'm out there and I'm live, she can't help but to watch it. Like there, she just can't. And so she was definitely watching. And whenever I finally got out of the situation and I was able to get my phone unlocked, because my phone has facial recognition for all my apps and shit, so I have to use my face to get into any of my apps. And it wasn't registering my face because it instantly turned it blue and shit. And my phone wouldn't unlock for hella long. So when I finally was able to get my phone unlocked, I called her, and she's like, "I'm on my way there right now." I said, "Hell no," because they broke my glasses and everything. She was gonna bring me more glasses, um,
It's
and
nice to
she
have
had
a couple
already,
spares.
yeah, she had already ordered a lift and everything to come out there, and I said, "No, you can't come out here. That would just be worse for me. Like it's hard enough having to concentrate on myself out there. There's no way I would have my wife out there with me knowing that they want to cause bodily injury to me. You know what I mean? I can't put my wife in that situation. She
Now,
already got attacked out here, and
damn.
when I wasn't here just by a random drunk dude, and that was scary enough.
So we've seen a lot of interesting tactics. What happened to you? Didn't that happen the same night the whole thing with Spider Mike and Captain Jerry?
Yep, that was the same night that Spider Mike literally walked into Captain Jerry and tipped him over and knocked him smooth out for like minutes. Yeah, and the cops didn't do shit about that either.
Yeah, we should be holding their
Cops
feet to the
didn't do shit.
fire.
Yep.
With
I couldn't even file a police report. The cops that watched me get beat up wouldn't even let me file a police report. I had to wait like 2.5, almost 3 hours and find the yellow shirt cops and wait for them to not be busy and have them file the police report for me. That's that that's how bad it was. They're so
That's interesting.
understaffed and told to stand down when it comes to these protests. They're literally told to stand down at this point. They're not enforcing the laws out there at ICE anymore like they were. The noise complaints, the jaywalking. Like for a while, they were enforcing all that. But now that all this started happening again and the protests started coming back, they're not enforcing anything anymore. There's not even a police presence there.
That is interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Were you a witness to what happened with Spider Mike, or were you in a different area?
Well, I can't go within 200 feet of ice, so I was at Patriot Corner on the next block, but we could see from where we were. We didn't know that Captain Jerry was down there. He was down there by himself. We were all at Patriot Corner, and he was doing his little peaceful protest circles on the sidewalk where he's allowed to, you know and we didn't know about it until after the attack happened on Jerry. After he was knocked out, my chat was like, "Hey, Mike just got Spider Mike, and Mike is knocked out, and they're calling an ambulance." And so we didn't know until the cops and everybody were already down there what had happened. But we could see him on the ground from where we were at. It was sad.
Like,
Jerry didn't deserve that shit at all. Jerry's the last person to deserve that. He fought for this country for a long time,
and
and
literally the day
it's
afterwards, Pam Tifa saying MAGA lying about Spider Mike. That was the
yep.
space name.
That's what Pam does. Pam twists facts. Pam turns facts onto her side. She tries to, at least, and we all know she gaslights the shit out of her people. She can't lie to us. We can't see something with our own eyes and then allow her to twist what we seen. You know what I mean? We're not the left, so we're not so gullible, I guess you could say.
Oh, yeah. The left.
she she's pathetic.
Oh, my God.
She's always tagging me in everything. She's always tagging me in everything. like trying to stay relevant. It's kind of annoying. And then she blocked me the other day, and I made a post, oh, Pam finally blocked me. And then I go back a little while later, and she had unblocked me. It was really weird, bro.
It reminds me of like an angry ex-girlfriend that just unblocks you to like stare at you and stalk your profile.
Yep.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
got one of those currently.
Yeah.
It's like, why are
That's
you
funny.
stalking me?
Yeah. When I first got with my wife, my ex before her, she was stalking me for hell long. She used to send people to where she would pay somebody to bring me notes where I was at and be like, "Here, Madison wants to talk to you." Ooh, ooh, you know, it was kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever had a stalker like that before.
Oh,
I She literally called my job one day, called my job and tried to say that I was out doing deliveries. I worked for a pre-roll company, right, packing pre-rolls. And she called my job telling them that I was out doing a delivery, making out with people. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
wait, is it showing?
Uh
Oh,
oh, yep. Those are the good ones too.
codes.
Um, but she tried to say that I was out doing a delivery being inappropriate and shit, and I didn't even do deliveries. You know what I mean? So they knew she was lying. I rolled pre-rolls and ground up weed, and so I had to call her mom and tell her mom, like, if this wench just called my work trying to get me fired, making up bullshit, and ever since then I never heard from her again. So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Damn.
Stalkers are weird. Yeah.
So going back to the behavioral issues that we see with a lot of these people, like what is the vibe you get from them? Because like the term I like to throw around is like fatherless behavior, and I
Oh, oh,
see a lot of that. Like it's fitting. Like
yeah.
there's usually
Father,
like
it's
with the girls
definitely
there's daddy
fatherless.
issues, with the guys there's daddy issues. Like they didn't have a strong role model. I can't think of a
No,
single protest video where I see a guy who looks like he can actually hold his own in a fist fight. It's
no.
always a bunch of worm-like people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no the dudes have no testosterone. They definitely didn't grow up with a father figure. They grew up with single moms or lesbian moms or something like that to where it's all hormonal, all feelings. Like they all act like girls. It's mental illness is what it is. It's there and the girls they take testosterone and they're almost more manly than the dudes that are out there most of the time. You know what I mean? They're more violent and yelling, and it's a lot of mental illness. It's a lot of like, holy shit, what did your parents do? It
Now, I saw a
is.
video where they had a lot of women going after the guys. You have the
Yep.
guys distract the male
Yep.
counter protesters, and then the women would come up and hit you.
Yep. Because they
And
think they can get away with it,
yeah. Now, I've also
or
heard
cry
stories.
victim.
Yeah, I've also
Yep.
heard stories about, and even Krassenstein reported on this. That person. Yeah, I
He's an
despise him with every
idiot,
fiber of my
dude.
being.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't against Twitter policy, I'd be challenging him every day to a fist fight
Yeah.
in the
Yep.
arena. But
He's such an imbecile.
yeah, but people bringing their kids out to protests.
Yeah.
How
I
much
mean,
of that have you seen?
a lot. There was this one chick who always brings her daughter, and her daughter's like 12 to 14, or and she spit in our face. She would be super drunk with her daughter out there, and it's fine. Okay, so during the day or during the evening, if you bring your kid out there and it's not being crazy and you're just bringing them out there to show them what's happening, I don't necessarily agree with it, but but it's not terrible at that time if you're not being violent yourself. If you're just out there like because you think you're fighting for something or whatever, but you're not being violent or hateful or harassing, then do what you do, right? But the ones that bring their kids out there while there's gas being thrown, and the ones that are out there acting violent and doing crazy shit, those are the ones that I disagree with. Uh, bringing your kids out there and bringing them right in front of ICE when you never know what's going to happen out there, especially in large groups. You know that they're going to have to come out and push everybody away from the front, so it's going to end up some kind of altercation. You definitely shouldn't have your little kids out there. Period.
How often
It's
will you see
just
this with the right wing?
there's we well there's people that bring a couple kids out there, but they don't usually go in front of ICE. If they bring them out there, they stay at Patriot Corner and just hang out and vibe with everybody that's at Patriot Corner. You know, uh
So away from anything that could get tense.
Oh yeah, they don't go into the middle of intense situations and get in the middle of the drama. They might catch people like there's Rylan. He might catch people coming from the ICE protest, walking past Patriot Corner, and try to ask them questions like, "Why are they out there? Why don't you support ICE?" You know what I mean? Like he's a really smart kid, and he's just out there because he cares about the future. You know what I mean? But he's not out there to be in the middle of the drama. That's the thing. These leftists, they bring their kids out there to indoctrinate them and bring them into the middle of the drama and use them as like pawns. Like, hey, you
Human
gassed when
shields.
my kids were here. Yeah, when you know it's gonna happen. So why would you put your kid in that situation?
I think
You
the
guys go
idea.
out there with you guys go out there with gas masks and goggles and Sudafed wipes or whatever, the pepper spray wipes. Like you guys go out there prepared to get gassed. So if you're prepared to get gassed, then why would you have your child with you that's not prepared to get gassed? That's the thing.
It's interesting to me. It's like, here, little Timmy, here's your gas mask. Don't forget to spit on the ice agent.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not what the right does whenever they bring somebody out.
No, we're not out there being hateful to ICE or hateful. It's just it's different. Like they're showing their kids how to be hateful and mean to our law enforcement, to federal agents, to people that are keeping our country safe. And they're indoctrinating them, saying, "Oh, they're killers. Oh, they're this, they're that, they're illegal, they're do." You know what I mean? Like it's kind of pathetic that it's being pushed on kids that don't know right from wrong yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if
That
that
don't
kid,
know.
if that kid gets gassed by an ICE agent, that's going to leave a mark on them, and they're going to wind up hating
Yeah,
ICE for the entirety of
even
their
more.
lives. If this is
Yep.
social programming, is what I believe the term is.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of that happening right now.
Yeah, and you see it in the schools.
Yep.
Now, after this interview, I'm going to link you an interview that I did with a lady known as the Ukrainian Tiger. Not Tiger. I don't know why I always call her Tiger Mom. The
Honey Badger
Ukrainian
Mom.
Punny Badger Mom.
Yeah.
And her kids actually got taken away by California CPS because she refused to affirm her kid.
Yeah.
And
No, that's crazy.
it's a story that will legitimately like make you angry. Like every single time I talk about it, you see a little vein pop in my head, and now the one I got
Yeah.
on the side here.
That's great. There was a father that was fighting against his kid's mom and the school and stuff. They were trying to transition his son, and he was fighting against it. And they took his son from him, and it cost him so much money and fees and lawyers. But I'm pretty sure. I think I just read a thing where he ended up winning, and he has his son back, and they didn't transition him.
Now there's a few of
So
those, so
that's good.
I'm curious which one it is. It might be the Jeff Younger case. I'm not too sure
Oh,
about that.
I think that Jeff Younger. Yeah, I think that's
I've
his
met
name.
Jeff Younger
You
on a
have?
few
Oh, that's
occasions.
awesome.
Um,
Yeah, he was fighting hard for his son, that's for sure. Like we all
I
should be.
I think the whole stress of everything that's been going on, because Jeff Younger is controversial because he says a lot of controversial things, things that make
Yeah.
me not want to follow him. And it's like when you have this thing coming over you, it puts you in a really dark place. Like me, I've gone through some things with the court system in regards to my child, and that's put me in dark places mentally, and I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure you can guess exactly where I'm going with that.
Yeah. Our kids are our kid. Yeah. Don't mess with our kids. Our kids are everything. Our kids are the future. That's what we're all fighting for.
Oh
Not
yeah,
for necessarily for ourselves, but for our kids and our kids' kids. You know, we want a
in the
country
future.
that's livable. Yeah. We want our country to go on for another 500 years, you know, and we want it to have American values. We want it to be the American dream like it was for our parents and our parents' parents.
That's what Ukrainian honey badger mom was thinking whenever she came to this country, because like her family, they were in Ukraine. They actually spent COVID in Ukraine, and when they came back to the states, you disappeared for a moment. When they came back to the states, it was hell on earth.
Yeah.
It's not my story to tell. I'm just going to link you what happened, and for anyone watching
Yeah.
this, the link is going to be in the description here. But it's ridiculous how we see the government interfering with certain things. We see this in the
Yeah.
schools. We see this in public libraries. I mean, what the fuck does a drag queen have to do with telling stories?
Yeah, why would you want a man that gets off sexually by dressing up like a woman to go to schools and read to children? That's what I don't understand. Why would anybody be okay with that? And they don't just dress up like normal girls. They dress up stupid, exaggerated, and explicit a lot of the times. Shit that kids shouldn't be seeing. They damn sure shouldn't have them there reading to them.
In
I
the
don't
books that
understand
they're
how
reading.
anybody's okay with it. Yeah,
Like,
the gay BCs and the all these weird books. Yeah, no.
yeah, let's talk about it being one of them. And yeah,
Yeah.
me and Layla Jade actually went to a Barnes and Noble and we looked at that book, and oh my god, it is every bit as bad as you would expect.
Wow.
Like it actually shows you, it gives you a manual on different ways to masturbate.
What? And it's a
Yeah,
children's book? Hell
it's in the
no.
young teen section, along
Wow.
with a
That
copy of
shouldn't be
White
in any
Fragility.
book.
It's weird because it's like as time goes on, I just see this ridiculous villainization of white people.
Oh, yep.
Like literally
Yep. It's
90% of the things that you see said about white people, if you change the word white to black or any race there,
it
you would
would
have
be
people up
racist
in
as
arms, but
fuck.
suddenly it's okay
Yep.
if you're talking about white people. Like, I'm
Yep.
sorry, but
We're
it's
supposed to feel
ridiculous.
guilty because we're white because shit that happened years and years and years ago. You know what I mean?
I
That we
mean,
didn't have nothing to do with. It's
precisely, and
it's
it's
crazy.
ridiculous. I mean, you don't see
It is
me,
crazy.
like, being mean to you because I'm not white.
Yeah.
Like, I
Like
know what America did to my ancestral homeland, and I don't give a shit because guess what? We've moved past that point.
yeah.
Plus, the whole reason
That's
why
how
the
the world works.
1911 pistol exists is because of that particular event. So, it's like there's a bit of pride there on both
yeah.
sides of, my family historical, lineage there.
yeah. And we settled this land into like the greatest nation ever to exist, really. Everybody wants to come here for a reason. Everybody wants to be here for a reason
And when they come here,
because
they
we
bitch
have the
about it.
American dream. Exactly. And the people that are here that have everything that they could possibly want take this country for granted. Take the country that gave them everything that they have, take it for granted and say all this dumb bullshit, you know?
Is
It it's wild.
it's like if you want the country to be better, stop complaining and actually do something good about it, which is what you've been doing
Mhm.
this entire time. That's why I reached
Yeah.
out. You've been
I've
doing
been
a lot
trying.
of interesting work, so to speak. You've been putting your money where your mouth is, which is something I just don't see with a lot of people. Most of the time, I see people going out and doing protests. It just feels like they want social clout.
Yeah.
Like I didn't.
That's not none of this started out with me on a phone or a computer, you know, like it started out after they killed Charlie Kirk
That's how it is
and
for a lot of us. Like I
it
wasn't even a
opened
fan
up
of
like a
Kirk.
fire. Yeah, I've been watching Kirk for years before all this, you know, and at this point it felt like I knew him. Like I when they killed him like they did, it felt like I lost somebody close to me, like somebody that I knew personally. It affected me more than anything like that. Anybody dying has ever affected me, you know, like it still affects me. And so it lit a fire inside of me, you know, it opened something up in my heart. I was like, all right, well, I got to go out and see what's happening and do something, say something, you know, and that's what
Precisely, because
started it
Kirk's
all.
not there to hold the torch anymore. I
Nope.
had a few issues with how Kirk did things, but I respected the man. And
Yeah.
it turned out he gave voices to some of the people that I know in the detransitioner movement. Like, there are people I personally know who had his phone number in their phones, and they could call him at any time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was literally one deviation away from actually knowing Kirk myself.
That's man.
And
I wish I would have been able to meet him. You know, it
yeah, he was
sucks.
somebody I respected. I didn't agree with a lot of how he did his conversations with people, but that's a different topic altogether. But
Yeah,
he was
he
somebody I
was
could
the, he
respect.
was he was the calmest. He was the most respectful. He was the most patient. You know, I don't know how he had so much patience with some of the people that he talked to because it's hard. It is hard after being out there and dealing with people. It is really hard to listen to some of the shit that these people say.
It's like I feel like that was a gift from God Himself,
Yeah,
or just
I
His
don't think I'll
faith
ever have that
bolstered it.
patience. Yeah,
But
he had faith in he had faith in his family, his country, and his Christ. You know, his faith. You know,
it,
he definitely did.
yeah, and like when I saw the video, literally an hour after it happened, like I'm just sitting there smoking a
Oh
cigarette,
yeah.
about to go into work. I saw the video uncensored, and I'm like, oh, he dead.
Oh yep.
That's
I had to leave work early. I was at work, and my wife texted me and said, "Hey, did you see that they shot Charlie?" And I said, "What?" And it still gives me the chills. It still gives me the
he's like, I knew
chills.
exactly what
It's
that
so
meant.
bad. It's so bad. I was in my head. I was like, please let it be like just a flesh wound, or like. And the first thing I looked up, I said, Charlie Kirk shooting. First thing I clicked on was the video of him being shot, and I knew instantly that he wasn't alive no more. Like
I
there
was
was there was no surviving that.
I was thinking about the repercussions for what's going on to happen afterwards because there's a lot of people on our spectrum of the political sphere who don't want to play with these people anymore.
Nope.
And keeping them in line is the hard part. Charlie had
Yeah.
this saying that I 100% agreed with is that if you stop talking, bad things
Violence
happen.
happens. Yeah.
And a
Yep.
lot of people don't want to
Silence
talk
is
to them
violence.
anymore.
Yeah. I mean, they killed the best of us. And so now they get the rest of us, honestly. And now they get people like Myron Gaines and Nick Fuentes and Steven Crowder and all these people that are way more radical than Charlie could ever think about being, and now they're more emboldened to go out and use their voices and do these college tours, and people are going to hate him even more. So it's crazy, and they think that by killing Charlie, it was going to shut down his message. It was going to shut down his voice, but it absolutely did the opposite.
It did the
It
opposite.
bolstered it. It put it out there across the world. There was protests around the world for Charlie after he was murdered. Not protests, but vigils. We didn't
Vigils.
That's the thing. He was brutally murdered, and we didn't go out and protest and act like fools. We went out and had vigils all across the world, for him. That's the huge difference between us and them. Somebody like Renee Good or Alex Pretty gets killed for interrupting and interfering with ICE agents and being domestic terrorists and acting like idiots and not listening when they tell them to do something. But yet, and they go out and riot over it. They go out and protest in huge numbers over it, right? But when somebody like Charlie, that's just sitting at a college, speaking to college students, giving people a voice that he disagrees with, brutally murdered in front of all of us, we just had vigils. We just was respectful, quiet. We didn't have none of that craziness. That's the difference between us and them.
Yeah, and it's disturbing. Like, we saw the video of Renee Good.
Yeah,
People have done frame by frame breakdowns, myself included, of when she
yeah.
decided to accelerate, and you'll see them repeat the same thing. It's like you can clearly see the wheels were turned to the other. No, the wheels were
No.
forward. Let me point out the ICE officer, and they just continue to ignore.
And there's a whole angle where the car literally hit him when it was going. the angle from far away, you could literally see the car hit him, and he had already been drugged by a car like 6 months prior to that, that could have killed him. So it the left loves to spin the narrative to something that it's not. It's
Like
absolutely
them calling
crazy
us
how,
fascists.
yeah, yeah, those words, yeah, they don't even
Like,
mean
I'm sorry,
anything
but
anymore.
Trump didn't nationalize any industries.
No.
We're not being given week-long vacations for having nice for work ethic to a wonderful place out in the Alps or whatever the fuck. Like, I
Yeah.
could break that down. How Trump is not a fascist, and they will still just repeat the word fascist, and that's because we're nationalists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
nationalism is a component of fascism, but it is not fascism.
no, I wish Trump would become a dictator, a fascist for just a week. Just do whatever he wanted for a week, and show him what it really is. Because these people don't know what that. They use those buzzwords so much that at this point they don't even have meaning anymore.
I've been
It's
called the
it.
N word so many times. The new one,
Yeah.
not the hard R, the hard I. I'm
Oh
sorry, but
shit.
I don't have the right skin tone for that.
Yeah. No.
Which is interesting because I've been invited to National Socialist Discord servers, them knowing I'm not white, and I've faced less racism from actual Nazis than
They
the
don't even
left.
see their own racism. They don't see how racist they can be. Like this voter ID shit. Oh, watch out, baby. The voter ID shit, where they think that black people and marginalized people can't get IDs. They don't have access to IDs. Have you seen that video that I'm talking about? He goes around in this white preppy neighborhood and asks if voter IDs are racist, and all the people were saying, "Oh yeah, it's hard. They don't have this good access to computers. They don't know how to go to the DMV and get an ID. It's not as easy for them." And then he goes to a black neighborhood and asks everybody, "Do you guys have ID? Do you guys have ID?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course we do." They're like, you know where the DMV is?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's down the road. Everybody has an ID." Like it, bro, the racism of these leftists is so blatant, but they can't even see it themselves,
They can't even see it themselves. Like, literally, actual neo Nazis are less racist than these people.
Yeah. Like that the lady that was calling that ICE agent the hard R and calling him my Uncle Tom and all that shit because he's an ICE agent.
He
Like
asked, "Oh, wait, are you talking about the one where it was a trans individual?" He's like, "Are you a man?" And then you
I
had
think
some
I
guy
think
calling him a
so.
house N word.
Yep, a house. Yeah, she was calling him the house. Yeah, that shit was funny.
Like,
Man,
there was
these
no
ICE agents
hesitation
do
with that
not
at
get
all. Like, he'd
no,
been waiting for
not
that
even a little
moment.
bit. These
It's like
ICE
the
agents do
moment that
not get
happens, he's
paid
like, "My
enough.
time has come.
It is here.
My
They do
time."
not get paid enough, that's for sure. They need to be paid more to be
Yeah.
putting up with, especially the ones in Minneapolis and all these radical cities, you know.
Yeah, but the indoctrination is just, it's insane. Like, my kid called my mom, who was a lot more brown than me. He's like, "ICE is in town. Have your IDs." I'm like, "Sweetie, you don't have to worry. They're not deporting Americans." Like, the deportation of American rate is actually lower than when it was with Obama. And if I remember correctly, Obama actually had more people deported in his first term. Hold on, let
Oh
me just
yeah.
look this up real quick. Obama actually deported more people than Trump.
Oh yeah, for sure. Obama deported like over 3 million people. Trump hasn't he's deported like 150,000 or some shit like that, I think.
Yet ICE is now suddenly a problem. It
Yeah, and you know who was deporting? You know who the border czar was under Obama?
I actually do not.
It was Tom Homan. Same one that's doing it right now.
It's
Tom
interesting.
Homan.
It's like, oh my
So he's
god, we have the Gestapo.
yeah.
We're going to
But
be
it wasn't like
hiding
that when Obama
illegals
did
in
it.
our attics like they're Anne Frank, and I'm just like, you know, Obama did more, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Obama did way more than Trump has. But hopefully by the time Trump is done, Trump will outnumber him by like 5 million at least.
hopefully. Now here's my
Hopefully.
thing about that. Obama actually deported more people, and they ignore this. We
Yep.
see the villainization of white people in general. There's an especially intense villainization of men in general. It's like this idea that if you're born male, there's a good possibility you may do the R word, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the man versus bear. Have you heard that? The man
Oh,
versus bear
yeah.
thing. All these chicks that choose a bear over a random dude in the forest is bro. It's absolutely unreal. Like the odds of that happening in a situation like that is the bear's gonna be death 99% of the time. You know,
I mean, I
the
choose to.
man is gonna the man is gonna be, hey, let's find shelter, let's fucking, work together and try to figure this out. It's not the odds of that being a predator is like 0.1%. You know what I mean? It's just wild to me, the hypocrisy that these people put out.
And they get surprised when people follow Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes
Yeah.
when they're going the man versus the bear argument.
Yep, exactly.
It's ridiculous. And then you see a lot of guys pretending, oh, I'm one of you, and showing up to a lot of these meetups, these left wing meetups, and they'll sit there and they'll shit on fellow men. And they're really doing this as a way of sexual signaling.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm not one of
Virtue
them. Now
signaling.
just,
Yep.
like, just spread your legs for
Hey,
me.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Because they don't have no testosterone, so that's the only way that they can get something like that.
it's
You
dishonest.
know?
And these are the same guys who tend to, like, spike your drinks.
Yep.
Like, I was in the PUA community for 13 years of my life. Pickup artist and all that.
Yeah.
I've got a good number of bodies. I understand women incredibly well, to say the least.
Yeah.
And every single time I've seen one of those guys, the amount of them that are genuine and genuinely believe that is actually minuscule. Reality is that most of these guys, they're just trying to get laid.
Yep. Pretty much. I
And
agree.
it's ridiculous.
It
And
really
you see
is.
these guys, the mass majority of dudes that you see promoting left wing politics, they're built like fucking twigs. They have no delts. They've never seen the inside of a gym, and the few that are jacked and juicy, they're on the sauce.
Yep.
And
Yeah. It's the left has become a joke.
like they've always been a joke. Like what kept me from actually becoming a leftist, because I have a few left wing tendencies. Like I'm very cordial with gay people.
Yeah. Normal gay people, not these radical trends. Like
So long as it's not
I
the Marxy motherfuckers.
yeah, if you're not making your entire personality about your sexuality, then I don't care what you do. But if your entire personality is all about who you want to fuck, it's a different story, you
Yeah.
know?
Like my
Like
best
it's
friend is a girly gay man, but dude never makes that about his conversation. Like his
yeah,
conversations are
like
not about that.
you could be as feminine or whatever as you want, but as long as you're not just throwing it into everybody's face and forcing it, like it's the ideology that's strong, not necessarily the LGB, but it's the rest of it, the rest of the ones that keep coming up with different flags every week and just want to push it down everybody's throat. That's what we have a problem with,
Yeah,
you know?
that's like me and him actually met because he was complaining about all these people just co-opting the flag and acting like fucking assholes, and like he's the
Yeah.
sassy gay man, except that he's also built like a brick shithouse. Like imagine getting your ass kicked by a dude who wears makeup, 5 foot even, but he has abs you can grind meat on. Like that is me describing my gay friend, and he's black, yet he voted for Trump
Yep.
proudly.
Blacks for Trump. Blacks for Trump.
Yeah, like you want to see the racism come out, you be black and you be a Trump supporter.
Oh yeah,
My
they call.
God.
I have a couple friends that are black that are Trump supporters, and they get called Uncle Toms and House, and all these racist ass terms because hey, you're black and you're on the side of MAGA, so you must be a black racist, like it.
Oh my God. The shit that they're
Oh
saying
my
about Enrico
god, dude.
Tarrio.
Yeah,
That for
they
those of you
love to
who
talk
don't
shit
know that,
about Enrique.
yeah, Enrique. Uh, I feel bad because I pronounced his name incorrectly now, but yeah, that's the former leader of the Proud Boys. It's now a different group. I don't know the name. I
I
don't
love
know. I've not
Enrique.
exactly
He's a
kept up with
solid
that,
dude. He's a
but
solid dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like you've met him, you know
Yeah.
him. Like
Oh
I've
yeah,
had
I
like a
know him.
couple conversations with the Right Side Rebel. I like her, and
Yeah.
I've been in one space with Enrique, one space.
Yeah.
Everything about him
He's
just seems
based.
he seems
Based.
solid, and I'm a good judge
Yep.
of these things.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
a good dude. He's
yeah.
been through a lot. He's been through a lot, and he's still going through a lot. You know, like this fight affects us all in different ways. This fight and it it tears up a lot of our life. It causes a lot of drama, but at the same time, we have to continue the fight, even though it's hard at some points. You know what I mean? And we need more people like Enrique and patriots that come out and protest against these anti-ICE protesters. We need more of them all across the country, as far as I'm concerned. You
Yeah,
know?
but I just thought it was hilarious that they were trying to say that the Proud Boys was a white supremacist group. Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny. Proud, yeah, they were a white supremacist
white
group, and
supremacist,
Enrique
yet the leader and
Enrique was
founder,
in, yeah.
Afro-Cuban. Like, what about his skin color says white?
Yeah, ain't no white gang's gonna allow another race into it. That's just not a thing, you know.
Like, that was a moment for me when I realized that these people were absolutely insane because I used to think you could talk to them.
Yeah.
But like
No.
my whole departure from having anything to do with the left actually began when I was in high school and I realized that there was a bunch of people who were saying that they could speak for me based on the color of my skin. And I'm just like, what? No, no, I can do bad all on my own.
Yeah.
I don't need you to speak for me.
Nope.
Then they get super pissed off. They're like, you're brown. You're supposed to vote like us. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but
No.
everything about you annoys me.
Yeah. I have a brain. I can think for myself. Research doesn't matter the skin color.
It's ridiculous sophistry from the left.
Yeah. It really is.
Like I got blocked by Hunter Alvalone because I told him he didn't know what a fascist was.
A lot of these people use that word fascists and don't even know what they're talking about. Don't even know how to slightly define it.
And they can't.
It's
It's just
crazy.
like if you're a nationalist and you enjoy religion, then
They
you
think
are a
you're
fascist.
a fascist. Yeah, it's
That's all
crazy.
it takes. And now
You
there
care
are
about the country you live in and want to keep it great. Like everybody should be okay with the motto "Make America Great Again." Like if you don't believe in making America great again, like there's something wrong with you because our country is slowly but surely becoming not great. We're gonna end up like Germany. The only thing we have for us right now is we still have our Second Amendment. So it's gonna be a lot harder for something like that to happen because we're not giving up our Second Amendment.
oh precisely. I
This
mean,
this
like
this country's not giving up their Second
if
Amendment.
Trump
I don't give a
himself
fuck what
tried that,
anybody
he'd
says.
get a bunch of guys in Hawaiian
Yeah,
shirts trying to go after him.
it would be a wrap, bro. We're not giving up our Second Amendment in this country, and so that's the only thing that we have. We have our First and Second Amendment still. We actually have freedom of speech, and we have the right to bear arms.
That's why no
Um,
standing armies have ever invaded us.
yeah, exactly. Because we're just as armed as the militia. Most citizens. I mean, like Texas. All these great states that bro just Texas alone would be an army. Fuck, they would be way more than just a militia. They would be a whole army if that state got together
You
with
ever
if something happened like that.
You ever see that meme with like the Chinese soldier who dropped into Louisiana and how he watches his friend get tied up by a Cajun while the Cajun's muttering something about gator bait.
No.
Yeah, I gotta
You
send
have
that
to
to you
send
whenever
it
I
to me.
find it next. But it's like
Yeah, for sure.
the next thing about America is you don't want to invade because like the people we have here, they will fulfill the worst of our stereotypes just to fuck with you.
Yep.
Like if they
Just for
drop down to
fun.
the Ozarks, you're gonna get Deliverance. You're gonna get guys who start playing banjos just to fuck with you, and
Yep.
like
With the fucking twig sticking out their mouth, you know? That'd be funny
it
shit.
is like you're gonna have some like Cletus looking motherfucker who was a businessman a whole 5 weeks prior.
Eh.
He's gonna like embrace his American like ghetto ass like his
His
like
country
redneck culture.
bumpkin. Yeah. That redneck culture. Yep.
Oh yeah, oh
Shit.
yeah. Like when they're talking about Chinese food, we're not talking about Chinese people cooking food. We're talking about eating the Chinese.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh yeah. But anyways, you got anything you want to leave off on?
Just thank you for having me on. And God bless America. God
Yeah.
bless Donald Trump, you know? Yeah.
We're gonna figure out a bunch of things. I'm working on solutions. Me and the girlfriend are actually focused on making an org right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a great time.
Are you posting this on YouTube?
I'm posting this on YouTube and on Twitter, and I'm gonna tag you on Twitter.
You should tag me on YouTube too.
Oh, yeah, that
It's
makes
the same.
sense.
It's the same as my you can find me on YouTube. It's Thomas Allen, but the at is the same as my X at Tommy for Trump 420.
Yes, and it's gonna be a great time. But
Yep.
yeah, the current goal right now is I want to get enough funding from this documentary to build a protest bus, like take a short bus, like the kind that the goofy kids would ride.
Yep. Yep.
Take that bus, Mad Max the fuck out of it, put my motorcycle on the back,
Yeah,
and go
that'd be
travel the
dope.
country and meet some of these people who have actually gone out and dealt with these things. That's the
Yeah.
plan for
You
after.
can find you can find those buses. You can find those buses and just gut it out and put it how you like it. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
see people do that shit all the time for not very expensive, you
yeah,
know?
but it's money I don't have because currently I am unemployed. Aside from this.
Yeah. Yep. I feel that. I feel
But
that.
anyways, it was nice talking with you.
Yep, you too, bro.
And I'll
God
see you
bless
in the
you.
spaces.
Yep, definitely. I'll see you
Peace.
later.
The social structure broke down, leading to widespread violence and other pathological behaviors. Calhoun called this collapse the behavioral sink. Dominant alpha males turned hyper-aggressive, attacking others without apparent reason. They sometimes formed aggressive groups that roamed and attacked indiscriminately. This wasn't defensive territorial fighting, it was often pointless, explosive violence. In short, the violence wasn't caused by scarcity. It stemmed from social overload and loss of meaningful rules and hierarchy, sheer density. Normal mouse behaviors became impossible or maladaptive, so society fragmented into violent